Ambassador Kelth adjusted his ceremonial robes as he entered the human diplomatic quarters aboard the station. The Vorthok delegation had sent him to investigate a troubling question that had emerged from recent galactic conflicts. Why did humans arm themselves so extensively, and what drove their seemingly boundless military innovation? The human representative, Ambassador Torres, greeted him with the customary handshake, a gesture that still felt peculiar to Kelth's four-fingered hands. Torres was middle-aged by human standards, with graying hair and weathered features that spoke of experience beyond his years. Ambassador Kelth, welcome. I understand you have questions about our military doctrine, Torres said, leading him to a simple meeting room overlooking the starfield. Indeed, the Galactic Council finds itself perplexed by human military development. In the past century, since first contact, your species has advanced from basic kinetic weapons to technologies that rival civilizations with millennia of spacefaring experience. Torres poured himself a cup of the bitter liquid humans called coffee. What specifically troubles the Council? Kelth consulted his datapad. Your latest conflict with the Nexus pirates. 3 human vessels defeated a fleet of 27 ships. The mathematical probability suggests this should have been impossible. Ah, the Kepler incident, Torres nodded. What would you like to know? Everything. Your weapons, your tactics, your ... mindset. Torres leaned back in his chair. Let me start with a story. 2,000 years ago, a human general named Sun Ju wrote that the supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. We've been thinking about warfare for a very long time, Ambassador. Kelth's translator struggled with some of the concepts. But surely your technological advancement is the primary factor? Technology is just a tool. Let me show you something. Torres activated a holographic display showing human military history. Here's a human soldier from our ancient past Bronze Age, we call it. Now here's one from our Industrial Age. And here's a modern Space Marine. The progression was dramatic. But Kelth noticed something else. The fundamental form remained similar. Bipedal, carrying weapons proportional to their size. Exactly, we haven't changed much physically, but look at this. The display shifted to show tactical formations. Bronze Age phalanx, Industrial Age combined arms, modern space warfare doctrine. See the pattern? Kelth studied the images carefully. Adaptation. Continuous refinement. More than that, each generation of humans faces existential threats and finds ways to overcome them. We don't just develop weapons, we develop doctrine, training, logistics, intelligence gathering, study our enemies, we study ourselves, and we never stop. Improving, the Vorthok diplomat was beginning to understand. Your species treats warfare as a science and an art. Let me tell you about the Kepler incident. Torres pulled up tactical data. The Nexus pirates outnumbered us 9-1. They had larger ships, more weapons, superior shielding. By any conventional analysis, they should have won. Yet, they did not. Captain Rodriguez of the UES Defiant recognized something the pirates didn't. They were overconfident, flying in loose formation, treating it as a simple raid. She split her small force, using the asteroid field for cover, and attacked from 3 vectors simultaneously. Kelth examined the battle data. This required precise coordination, trust. Each captain had to rely on the others to execute their part perfectly. No central command could coordinate such a complex maneuver across light minutes of space. They had to think like one organism while acting independently. This is ... unusual. Most species centralize command for major engagements. Torres smiled grimly. Most species didn't evolve on a world where small groups had to coordinate hunts against creatures 10 times their size. Humans learned pack tactics millions of years before we reached the stars. Kelth was quiet for a moment, processing this information. Your military advancement isn't driven by aggression, but by adaptation. Partially, there's something else. Torres brought up historical records. Every human culture has stories of the underdog, the small defeating the large, through cleverness, courage, or sacrifice. David and Goliath, Thermopylae, the Battle of Britain, aren't just stories to us. They're instruction manuals. You prepare for defeat. We prepare to win against impossible odds. There's a difference. Torres leaned forward. Every human child grows up hearing these stories. Every officer studies them. We don't just train for victory. We train for the moment when victory seems impossible. Kelth felt a chill run through his exoskeleton. This explains your rapid technological development. When your existence depends on being better than your enemies, innovation isn't optional. We don't develop weapons because we're warlike. We develop them because we refuse to be helpless. The Vorthok diplomat stood, his investigation complete, but his understanding fundamentally changed. Ambassador Torres, I must ask directly, does humanity pose a threat to galactic peace? Torres met his gaze steadily. Ambassador, humanity has never started a war with another species. We've ended several. The question isn't whether we're dangerous, it's whether we're on your side when the next threat emerges. As Kelth prepared to leave, Torres added quietly, there's something else you should tell the Council. Humans don't just arm themselves, we arm our allies. The defensive technologies we've shared have saved countless lives across the galaxy. Why share such advantages? Because humans learned long ago that sometimes the best way to win is to make sure everyone else can win too. Kelth departed with his report, but also with a new understanding. Human armament wasn't driven by conquest or aggression, it was driven by an evolutionary imperative to survive, adapt, and protect. The galaxy's newest species had brought with them not just advanced weapons, but the wisdom to use them in service of something greater than themselves. The Council would need to reconsider their assessment of humanity. They weren't just another military power, they were the galaxy's immune system, constantly evolving to meet new threats and ensuring the survival of all.